So we've been working on the past a little bit about, how you got into it, how it got built, how you've kind of worked with customers to get on board. I'd love to hear from you a little bit about what's working today. So I'm sure you have some centers who are really crushing with online reservations. For your top 10% users, what are some of the things you're seeing them do that, think add to their success of how they're crushing it with online reservations?
Sure. So I'd say really I'm going to go the opposite way of where you're going on the people that are crushing. I'm going to say the people that struggle with online reservations when they offer it, typically what they're doing is they're not making it super easy for people to get into that booking flow. If you don't have clear call to actions on your website to get into that booking flow, if you're not adding it into any of your advertising, social media posts, even like on your listings for Facebook and Google business listing, that's a pretty big detriment to getting people into that booking process to start that and see those conversions and that value add from online reservations. Typically, though, I would say the businesses that are doing really well with online reservations, they have a really straightforward process that they implement for their pricing and the packages that they create. And then they totally spacing out here on where I was going with that, but they, totally lost it.
Yeah, no worries. So, to take your first point, you're saying that, just because they build it doesn't mean necessarily that they'll come, right? The old field of dreams might not necessarily be true, that you can actually promote it.
Yep, definitely. I mean, I had a center that did an onboarding and they didn't put a link anywhere on their website. It's like, well, how do you expect people to get in to go in and book? Because AlleyTrack works a little bit different. It's not like a marketplace, if you will, where you just do a Google search and go find bowling and there's 8 different accounts listed on AlleyTrack. Right. It is a self-contained application. You are the only vendor that someone is seeing when they go look to bowl. They're not seeing the other competitors in your space. Right. And so you need to make it really clear and easy for people to get in and to go in and book. So
yeah, that's key. I think not just like make it easy for them to get to the booking screen, but then also like when they actually go to book, not having like 17 different steps you have to go through before you can book, because they'll just give up.
Yeah, I had it's pretty common. There's like a series of packages in the bowling space. You'll see like the spare, the strike, the 300. Mm-hmm. They're really similar. There's not a lot different between them. It might include an extra pizza, an extra half hour or something like that. Those differences can slow down the booking process. And so defining what makes those unique, are they worth offering, or is it better to have just like one general party package, scale up your pricing, scale up your time offerings and allow them to go in and book. Being flexible in the type of a booking that they can create just allows the customer to pick and choose what they want without needing to go in and view 8 different package offerings that have very small differences between them.
Right. So. Yeah, because then they go into paralysis by analysis, right? Where they just
for sure.
freeze up, and if you confuse them, you lose them, is the old saying.
Right. Yeah.
So I guess you're saying promotion is a big one, making it easy is another one. Anything else you're seeing, like any specific types of packages that I know you mentioned there's some standard ones out there, or what else do you see, like the people who are, doing, tens of thousands or, of business in online reservations, what do they do that really seems to set them apart?
I'm going to go really back to the process of making it really easy for your customer, like things like updating your call in when they get that automated answering service, like encourage people to go in, book online, get that reservation, avoid them calling you and waiting in line to talk to someone. But I think the businesses that are doing really well, they still offer a variety of packages. Like I am typically helping businesses set up like New Year's Eve packages or Father's Day packages, right? These are custom events that are available for a very specific period of time. So you could certainly still go and create a large number of events that you want to offer, but being very deliberate in those that you create and not creating additional bloat that your customer needs to weed through as part of that booking process.
Right. I like that a lot. And that's a really good point of the IVR, where the call in, where you push them straight away to the online booking, because think about how many people will just, call in and then, hey, can I book something? If you can push them away, they have a better booking experience because it's typically easier, and you save your employees from doing that. That's really key.
Yeah, I get this. I have this interesting story about my aunt who is a notorious QVC shopper and just like loves to do online shopping or just call in. But she over the last like 5-10 years has completely changed that process. She no longer wants to call in and talk to someone to be able to go in and purchase this thing online. She wants to go to their website and to make that purchase. So less human contact is a preference, and she's an older generation. She's becoming tech savvy, so it's something that
Right.
she's up for doing, and I think that's something we're seeing in like the bowling space. A little bit slower compared to other industries to adapt like into online reservations or other forms of technology, but I think the pandemic really kind of pushed a lot of people to using online reservations and becoming familiar with that space. So it's just kind of an easy win now at this point because it's so expected.
Yeah, that's such a great example because I think a lot of times we think, oh, that's just like Gen Z. They don't like to talk to people, but you're saying that you
Yeah.
have proof, proof of in point of someone who's older who feels the exact same way. They just
Yeah.
want to
My
text or
65-year-old aunt is
yeah,
just on board for just doing it online.
right, exactly, and it's just easier, and you can do it on your own time. You're not worried about getting off the phone quickly because they got three other people in line, and just a better experience
Right.
for all.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, those are some really key points, and then making it just very accessible. If we think about all the different ways that people find us or come to our centers, then the phone one is a big one that I think sometimes. Well, obviously, the website is the first one we think of, but I think the phone gets skipped a lot, like putting that straight in the message.
Right.
Hey, did you like this video? Great. We make 10 of them a week. Subscribe to learn more and keep learning about what's working in the industry. Talk to you then.